The Southeast, they were trying to find a place. Majority of them tried to align with Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. The North Central, Peter Obi used dangerous rhetoric and deceived the church that he is going to take the country back to the church. And he got the number he could muster. You see this thing? This is going to be like I don't know how to describe it, but let me take you zone by zone. You see the Southeast, I guarantee you President Bola Tinubu is going to get more than 4 times, if not 6 times the value of the vote he got. So because all the governors
get 800,000 votes or 700,000 in the Southeast, that's what you're saying?
No, you will get up to 2 million. But let me tell you,
in the Southeast,
yes.
Where will you get that?
Let me tell you why.
How many votes are there in the Southeast?
There are lots of votes.
Yeah, but the question is that if Peter Obi is not on the ballot.
No, Peter Obi will never. He's a director general in ADC, the coalition of.
Peter Obi has 3 options on the table right now.
Which option?
PDP, Labour Party, ADC.
Let me tell you, those who were saying PDP, when he had Jonathan, immediately he said he's Labour. And why he's Labour? He said he swore he never said he's Labour. He is. He said ADC. Then he swore that he's Labour. As I tell you, he's not going to get a ticket in any of the parties. That is Peter Obi.
That was Daniel Bwala, special advisor to the president on public communication, revealing the sinister plot that the presidency have against Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State and the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election. The sinister plot they have against him ahead of 2027 election. And that sinister and dangerous plot is that Peter Obi will never have a political party to campaign to fly his flag. So the whole agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is to ensure that Peter Obi is not in the ballot in 2027. That is what Daniel Bwala has publicly told Nigerians. Forget about his dancing around the whole place, talking about that Peter Obi is not going to get the ticket of the Labour Party or the ADC or any party. It is what you heard is the sinister plot of the presidency against Peter Obi. And I believe that this plot did not start today. It is a well-grounded plot that started immediately the INEC announced them as the winner and the Supreme Court concurred. Because if you notice, there had been spirited attack against Peter Obi, even if after Tinubu and Co. had been declared the winner of the actual election. You know about the controversial recording of a late conversation between Peter Obi and Bishop David Oyedepo. It was something that is still, it was an indication of a state interference. If that phone tapping or recording was correct, many experts have said that that could only have been done by the government of the day. No individual had the capacity to do such a recording. If that conversation was true. That is how deep and ingrained the system is against Peter Obi. So the next chapter now is that ahead of 2027, that Peter Obi will not be in the ballot. And you see the way he is saying it with certainty. And what have they been doing? This presidency has been blamed by most Nigerians for the crisis in the Labour Party. They are responsible for the Arabambis of this world in the Labour Party, who go about claiming all kinds of leadership positions in the Labour Party. Right now, they are responsible for the the behavior of Abure not to succumb to the fact that he is no longer the national chairman of the party. It is not for nothing that Wike proudly displayed the picture he had with Julius Abure. That picture was released for strategic reasons, is to remind the doubting Thomases that they are in charge in everywhere, including where Peter Obi is supposed to have his best of support base, the Labour Party. So when he's saying that forget about Peter Obi, he's not going to get a platform to run, it is because there are funding crises everywhere that they hear the name Peter Obi. So the onus is on the Nigerian people to be patient with Peter Obi, because they will continue to follow him around to see how they will distract him, whether it's in the ADC, whether it's in the Labour Party, or whether it's anywhere. Their job is to show that he's not in the ballot. They believe that if he's in the ballot, he's a major threat. They believe that if there is free and fair election, Peter Obi will beat them the same way he beat them in 2023. They know that they can claim all kinds of things that they can claim. If you listen to Daniel Bwala talking about how they are going to win 2 million votes from Southeast, okay, for Tinubu, that Tinubu will get 2 million votes from Southeast and all that. You know that all these things are not things that they are talking based on performance. When you hear Daniel Bwala talk, they hardly mention what they have done to improve the life of the people. The presidency don't talk about how they have impacted the lives of Nigerians that will make them to vote for them in 2027. No. They remind you of how the governors, how they have captured the governors in the South, how they have captured the governors in the Southeast, how they have captured the governors everywhere. So in other words, the 36 state governors worth more than the millions of Nigerians who can vote. That's what they are thinking. That's the agenda. It's not about the Nigerian people. So they have nothing to sell to make them marketable. In the last election, over 50 million Nigerians voted against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they don't want him to be their president. This is because if you look at the 8.9 million votes of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, look at the 6.9 million votes of Atiku Abubakar, 6.1 million votes of Peter Obi, 1.4 million votes of Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, and others, including the votes that people like Sowore, who got less than 40,000 votes. The votes that they got, if you combine all of them together, there are over 50 million Nigerians who saw the truth about Bola Ahmed Tinubu and rejected him in the poll, that they don't want him to be the president of Nigeria. It was a sovereign verdict by the Nigerian people. That was why when he was declared president in the middle of the night by INEC, even by the next day, there was no celebration, because that was not what Nigerians voted for. Nobody celebrated. Okay, so that is a sovereign, that ought to be a sovereign reminder for them to do well. But that is not their strategy. Their strategy is to destroy the opposition even before the votes are cast. So their strategy right now, since Peter Obi is the #1 enemy of the government, is to ensure that he is not in the ballot. Everything must be done to ensure that Peter Obi is not in the ballot. That's why you can see Daniel Bwala dismissively waving off Peter Obi, said he's not going to get any ticket. He's not going to be in the ballot. That's the agenda. But that is the agenda that Nigerians have to work hard to ensure that it doesn't materialize. It means that Nigerians have to key on to Peter Obi, keep on watching his movement, because he has to find a platform with which to run against this criminal system that we have in Nigeria. So people have to be patient with him, because the government of the day is planting people to cause crisis wherever Peter Obi is. So that is the fact. And that is what I understand from the posturing of Daniel Bwala. It's not that Daniel Bwala is somebody that anybody should take serious in his analysis. Because this same Daniel Bwala, as he's dismissing Peter Obi today, ahead of 2027 election, let us look at how he dismissed Peter Obi ahead of the 2023 election. Just watch.
So if you move away from there to what can he do, now let's come down. Where will Peter Obi win? He cannot win one state in the north, the entire north.
Are you so sure about that?
Because
what makes you think so?
Because one, we engage in rallies, in campaign, and we listen to people. The same Peter Obi that they are manufacturing all these 419 polls. Have you not seen all his rallies? All the rally Peter Obi has had now, all of them put together, is not up to our rally in Kasina.
Daniel, just a moment.
That was Daniel Bwala in 2023, saying that Peter Obi is not going to get any single vote, win any state in the north. But Peter Obi went ahead to win the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, went ahead to win Nasarawa, Plateau State, and Benue, and it was stolen from him. And Peter Obi did far better than the northern son, Kwankwaso, in the north. Peter Obi got over 2 million votes, far higher than what Kwankwaso, son of northern Nigeria, a renowned Kwankwasia, could get in the whole of the north. So people like him, nobody should pay them attention, because they know how to lie and do propaganda. If he gets it so wrong, if Daniel Bwala got it so wrong about Peter Obi in 2023, why should we believe him when he's writing on Peter Obi in 2027? But the only thing we can take serious is that revelation that the presidency don't want Peter Obi to be in the ballot in 2027. That is what should be taken serious, both by Peter Obi and his supporters, and the Nigerian people who are looking for change in 2027. I don't know what you have to say about the plot by the presidency to ensure that Peter Obi is not in the ballot in 2027. But whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.